Hey guys, Sean here. I tried to record my ranking for Superman movies, but my phone apparently won't go over 14 minutes or something. So I'm gonna try this again and try and keep it short. Well, not short, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I wrote out my list. So I don't have to keep thinking of what movie goes where. So I'm gonna start with, all right, so we go from worst to the best. So number 11, and I'm doing 11 because I'm counting the Donner cut and the Snyder cut separately as their own movies separate from their theatrical counterparts because they have their own IMDb and Wikipedia pages. So I'm counting them separately. So number 11 is Superman 3. Talk about a dumpster fire. This was really bad. Like, for whatever reason, so it's been said that Richard Lester, the director of the movie, apparently doesn't care about Superman. He treats it with respect, I guess, but he just doesn't care about the character, I guess. So, basically, give you a little backstory. Richard Donner was directing the first two movies simultaneously. There was some conflict between he and the producers and then Donner got booted off Superman 2 and replaced with Lester, who reshot most of the movie and then ended up doing 3. 3 was more of a Richard Pryor movie because I guess Pryor was famous for his stand-up routines or some shit. So, yeah, everything in this movie doesn't work. The only thing I thought was good were the scenes between Christopher Reeve and Annette O'Toole, who plays Lana Lang. Those are the only good scenes I liked. And one thing I think is funny about this movie is that the Supergirl show, which is really good, or was really good because it ended a couple years ago, was they took the plot point of... So in this movie, they make fake kryptonite to make Superman die. Although, because it doesn't include an ingredient not found on Earth, it just makes him evil for some reason. Just to get him out of the way so the villain can win. And the show did this plot point a lot better because instead of acting like a jackass, it actually brings out Kara's most inner evil thoughts. Like how she resents being humanity's protector, how she always thought Alex was trying to put her down to make herself feel better, etc., etc. And that's awesome that he does that. And it even does the peanut flickering scene that this movie does in the show. That's great too. So, yeah, I really don't like Superman 3. Moving on. So, number 10 is Superman 4. This movie was just as bad, if not worse. But I will tell you why I like this one more. Because it actually focuses on Superman. It doesn't focus on a random person who we don't give a shit about and is unfunny. Basically, the plot of this movie is Superman has to disarm the nuclear weapons while Lex Luthor wants to make an evil clone of Superman to kill him, I guess. And really bad. The effects were horrendous because the Golden Globus, who owned the rights when they made Superman 4, chopped the budget for reasons, and the effects clearly show. So, number 9, Superman Returns. This was Bryan Singer's love letter to the Richard Donner movies. Acts as a direct sequel to 1 and 2, thank God. Ignoring 3 and 4, again, thank God. But at 2 hours and 34 minutes, this movie is boring. So, Superman 2 is basically about Clark having to put his duties as Superman over his personal life. This movie opens literally with him going to see if Krypton still exists, because I guess he's feeling lonely on Earth since he's the last of the Kryptonians. Which flies in the face of the second movie. And because he's been gone so long, he's been made to re-earn the trust of humanity, but the only one who really hates that he's left was Lois. As soon as he saved the big plane rescue happens, that everybody just, pardon their G-rated language, creams their pants over. Everyone just loves that he's back. Nobody's saying, "Oh, how dare you? Why did you abandon us for so many years, Superman?" We love you. Glad you're back. It's like, wow, okay. We're just gonna gloss over the fact that he left? Okay, apparently. And Lex Luthor's plan of the movie makes no sense because he wants to create a continent made of kryptonite, even though kryptonite is clearly radioactive, meaning nothing will grow on the continent. But who fucking cares, I guess? Number 8 is Lester's Superman 2. So, this movie is okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. And it's mainly due to the conflicts that happen. Again, Donner was shooting this movie and the first movie simultaneously, meaning they shot all the scenes for one location at the same time, so they wouldn't have to go back. But because the conflicts between Donner and the Salkinds got overheated, let's say, Donner was fired and replaced with Lester, who reshot most of the movie, only using maybe 25% of Lester's footage because it was either too expensive to reshoot or because Gene Hackman refused to come back. Having already finished all his work under Donner, he didn't see the reason to come back. But he did. And the Salkinds were greedy, cheap, greedy assholes, even to the point they almost sued Reeve, claiming breach of contract, even though Reeve had fulfilled his contract. Yeah, you can't call a breach of contract if the contract was already fulfilled. Yeah. But they did, I guess, give him like more, not control, but more like script approval and stuff. I don't remember the whole deal what that was. But this version's okay. It's not good, it's not great, it's okay. Number 7 is Justice League, or Justice League, the 2017 version. At first, I liked this movie. I did. But rewatching it, learning about what happened in the movie, like what happened about the making of the movie, I know likey no more. Because, so basically, it's been very obvious that WB was not happy with the reception of BVS being too dark and serious. That was the only part they ever apparently heard. Not the writing was bad, the characterizations weren't good, but no, they just heard the movie was too dark. So even though Zach was already mid-filming it once BVS came out, his daughter passed away during the editing process. Zach stepped away due to the family tragedy. They brought in Joss Whedon to overhaul the movie, and we got the Frankenstein monster that we have. Because potato and chicken does not taste good coming back up. But because Zach left, Whedon was brought in. And look, I love the first two Avengers movies. Yes, I'm one of those few people that probably love Age of Ultron. So when Whedon came in, I was like, all right. Yeah, it's bummed that Zach left, even though some stupid people like to claim he was fired. Even though he wasn't, but it is what it is. But Joss came in, I'm like, okay, I like the first two Avengers movies. Let's see what Joss does with this. And it's not good. It is not good. It is not. No. Because most of the reshoots are obvious when you look at the actors' appearances. Like, for example, Miller, his appearance changes from shot to shot because Miller was mid-filming Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Anytime Henry's on screen, his upper lip looks like he had a close encounter with a bug zapper. And yes, I took that joke from Space Jam. But that's because he was filming Mission Impossible Fallout at the same time, which he had grown a mustache for, and Warner Brothers had to digitally remove it in post. And you can tell because it's horrendous. But yeah, and even Affleck, his appearance changes too, because like his hairline changes, his body type kind of changes. Like, it's so bad, it's so obvious. It makes the reshoots and Fan 4 Stick look decent by comparison. Actually, no, that one's still worse because of Kate Mara's wig. That one's still slightly worse. Anyway, let's go on to number 6. Superman, the new movie. I quite enjoyed this one. I really did. I mean, there were a few things I didn't like about the movie. Like, for example, Lara and Jor-El sending Clark to Earth to rule us, I guess, and kill anybody in his way. I guess. I didn't like that. I didn't like... okay, so there's a plot point in this movie where where Lex orchestrates this conflict in a foreign country just to tarnish Superman's reputation because I guess he thinks humanity's reliant on Superman makes them less dependent or something like that. some bullshit like that or something. Or maybe Lex wants to be humanity's savior, and he can't if people are choosing Superman over him. I don't bloody know. All I know is that in the comics, Lex hated Superman because of an ego thing. I don't know beyond that. But overall, I enjoyed this movie, and here's the weird thing. So, Lex makes a clone of Superman, I guess using a strand of his hair or some such bullshit that he got. But what I don't get is if you want to tarnish Superman's reputation, why not just make the clone look exactly like Superman, costume and hairdo and everything, and just have him do some evil deeds? I don't get it. Lex, you made this way more complicated than it had to be, man. But the movie is overall fine. It's a good movie overall. And I am at and given that was number 6, I'm going to stop here and do a part 2. See you in a bit.